Hi, Jeff Burns again, and welcome to my speaker page. As I stated earlier, I've been involved in peacemaking and reconciliation between Muslims and Christians for almost 10 years. During that time, I've traveled to various cities and spoke around the world on Muslim-Christian reconciliation and helped Muslims and Christians to come together in many places, and it has been a joy. It has been a wonderful experience. In my endorsement section, you'll notice you can get, if you go read that, you can get a little flavor of what the impact of my efforts and what those efforts have looked like. Many of the endorsements that are on that endorsement page are either mosques or churches or a synagogue that I've worked with, and they're basically affirming or giving a little, what would you call it, an endorsement for what we did in their community. So if you want to get a feel for that, go to my endorsement page. And basically what I've done over the last 10 years, it's only, the DNA of it is very simple, but I created a thing called Peace Path. And Peace Path is built upon the DNA of the message of Jesus. And the core message of Jesus is you should love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Love your neighbors yourself. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And if you want to get rid of your enemy, make your enemy your friend. That's been the DNA of Peace Path. And within Peace Path, we have the DNA of Jesus, but then we have some core practices that we practice. So what I would do, I would form a missional, not necessarily missionary, but missional community or an intentional community. It could be within a mosque or it could be within a church. And the goal is to get them together. And there were 4 simple practices that we followed. One was to become good friends. Okay? And as friends, we would have no agenda but love. We would focus on conversation versus conversion, because we realized we needed to be talking and hearing each other, not talking at each other, but really hear each other. Once we became good friends, we would eat together. And I would tell my Muslim friends, hey guys, dialogue is great, but until we are eating in each other's homes and our kids are playing together, we're just having a nice talk, okay? This is not good. And so much of the dialogue, not all of it, but a lot of the dialogue we have, unfortunately, is benign. We come together, we do a lecture, we sign a declaration or something, and that's not bad. We need to do that. But if it doesn't get us into each other's homes and lives and our lives intersecting and doing life together, it's not going far enough. Then we would, as we grew in friendship, we would explore our faith together. We would talk about Muhammad. We would talk about Jesus. We would talk about our similarities, our differences. And one of the things we found a lot of commonality on, especially as Muslims and Christians, was we would look at the prophets together. What was their message? We would look at these things together, and we began to realize how much we had in common. So we explore our faith together. That was the 3rd practice. Then the 4th one was we would work for the common good together in our communities. We would do a service project. We would say, okay, God, where are you working in our city? Where are the problems? And we would come together, maybe build a Habitat home, do community gardens. It might be do a project for the Ronald McDonald House or whatever. We would do something together, and we would keep doing this over and over and over again, and we saw a huge impact. I formed these little groups called Communities of Reconciliation, where Muslims and Christians would take a journey together for a year. This has been, I cannot tell you how many people tell me how this has impacted their lives, and they would share their faith story, their lives, and do these 4 things over and over again, and the fruit has been amazing. And it's worked. Muslims and Christians, look at my endorsement page, you can tell this thing has worked. Now, if you would like for me to speak at your church, mosque, or synagogue, go to my contact tab, contact me, and you can contact me. Send me your email and number so we can begin the conversation. If I'm available, if I'm in the country, I would love to come and do that. I love to do this. I also do limited peace consulting now. I used to go everywhere, but now I'm having to only work with a select number of churches or synagogues or mosques. I can't work with everyone anymore, and I only am willing to work with organizations that are serious about this, that are ready to take this and do this long term to make a difference. So I don't want to just go in and spend a year trying to transition people anymore. I've done that. That's got the T-shirt, been done. We've seen some amazing things, but right now I'm more concerned about: are you ready to go? What do you want to do? Let's get rolling. So I'm willing to do some limited peace consulting with some organizations. I'm going to be putting most of my time probably in Central Africa, when you have people killing each other and dying. I feel like God's calling me to put more of my time into that. And right now in Central Africa, Muslims and Christians, unfortunately, there's a lot of violence, and I want to be a part of helping to change that if at all possible. But I feel like God's given me the green light to work with 2 or 3 churches that are strategic in the United States that are willing to do this. So if you think you're one of those, contact me and let's get a conversation started. Now, if you have an interest, we could discuss a peace consulting journey, and I could send you a summary of my consulting fees, and we could talk about creating a plan that fits your needs. Now, since I do have limited time, and if there's more interest than I'm able to be a part of, I have mentored and trained a number of individuals in this country over the last few years, and I've got a handful of people right now that I've mentored in the DNA and principles of Peace Path, and they basically have the DNA of Peace Path, the DNA of Jesus. They do these practices over and over again. They may have their own kind of programs they're doing, but it's the same stuff. I have some wonderful people that I could recommend to you right now. They could come into your church, mosque, or synagogue and really lead you on an intentional journey for peacemaking and reconciliation and creating intentional communities that could do these 4 wonderful practices and change the world. So if you're interested in Peace Path, or you're interested in me possibly speaking at your organization, or becoming a consultant for your organization, or if you would like me to be a headhunter, I don't mean like a headhunter cutting heads off, but to find someone, I'll do that. Because one of the things I do really well is I can look at a need and a problem and say, this person can fit that need, this organization can do that, I can help you with that. So go to my contact tab and you can fill out that information, and I'll be glad to get back with you. God bless you guys. Listen, man, let's go change the world. Let's go make a difference. Let's get off our butts and love some people, and let's do this thing. I am excited about it, and I hope you are too. I know we're living in a time right now of fear and doubt and unbelief, but God is alive. He's moving. Jesus Christ is alive. He's risen from the dead. His message is still the most wonderful message in the world, and He belongs to all people. So let's work together and get the job done and make a difference in the world. God bless you. Bye-bye.